What's going on, guys? Jackson here from Vendetta Sports Media, and thanks for watching this episode of our 2022 NBA offseason guide for all of the NBA teams. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a new episode drops. Also, check the link down in the description below. There you can follow us on Twitter, on Instagram, and also our TikTok. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoy the video. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the New York Knicks. The previous two seasons have been the most Knicks types of seasons there could possibly be. Tom Thibodeau really seemed to have turned the Knicks around and got them into the playoffs, but the very next year the Knicks end up missing the playoffs altogether, not even getting into the play-in. There are some bright spots on this team, but the question is, can the Knicks capitalize on any improvements their young core made towards the end of the regular season? And thus, we quickly jump into the core of what is currently wrong with the Knicks: a lack of initial investment in their young talent. Thibodeau seems more content with rolling out 30-year-old veterans rather than building up the younger part of his roster, which is exactly how you get into this predicament that the Knicks are in. We saw the growth players like Emmanuel Quickley and Obi Toppin had towards the end of the season, but the only reason they saw significant playing time was because Thibodeau was forced to play them because of injuries, rather than because he wanted to develop his younger players. Did you know that 36-year-old Taj Gibson finished the season averaging more minutes than Toppin? And Toppin only made it close because there were a few games where he started towards the end of the season in which he played over 40 minutes. Let's take a look at a late season game against the Charlotte Hornets. Mitchell Robinson played the least amount of minutes of any of the starting five with 34 minutes. 30-year-old Alec Burks played 41 minutes and scored 12 points. Toppin and Quickley played 12 and 23 minutes respectively. Remember, this isn't a game where the Knicks had no chance to make the playoffs and should have focused on giving their young players valuable minutes late in the season. But it should come as no surprise that Thibodeau is unwilling, regardless of circumstances or situation, to sub out his starters. Just ask Derrick Rose. The biggest hole for the Knicks this past season was at the point guard position. But that again goes back to the lack of focus from the front office of the Knicks, who have Derrick Rose, who's 33 and owed $14 million in the coming season, and 32-year-old Kemba Walker as their primary guards. We can talk Donovan Mitchell to New York all day long, but the Knicks have to get a point guard, preferably in free agency, since the Knicks don't really have a great track record of drafting point guards as of recent. Jalen Brunson seems to be the one most analysts think that the Knicks should go after. He showed himself to be a good scorer this past season and would fit nicely with pretty much any team that wants to try to go get him. If the Knicks don't want to pay Robinson, maybe try a sign and trade to send him to the Mavs? I know the Knicks need young talent, but they really need to shed their bad contracts as well. They currently hold the 11th pick in the draft, but you might have to use it for someone to take on one of those bad contracts. It would honestly be worth it if they could move off of Julius Randle's contract. The Knicks also have 2 first-round picks next season, so both of those could potentially be in play for trades. I already mentioned it, and I don't think it will happen, but I'll bring it up anyways. But people are connecting Donovan Mitchell to the Knicks if he's tired of how things are going in Utah. I just don't see what ammo the Knicks have to go and get Mitchell. Danny Ainge is no pushover, and such a trade would cause more problems than fix them. Maybe if the Knicks have a good off-season this year, then next year they can try to go and grab Mitchell or any other disgruntled star in the NBA. Turnaround for the Knicks isn't impossible, just feels unlikely because of this front office. They have a pretty good foundation with RJ Barrett. Toppin's played well. Quickley, as we've already mentioned, those guys have played well. They just need a sense of direction and to continue this streak of finding good talent in the draft, but also taking advantage of moving off of bad contracts and trying to clear cap space and bringing in not the biggest free agents, but free agents that fit what this team is trying to do and fit the mold of this team. Sometimes I do feel sorry for Knicks fans because they have one of the worst owners and front offices in all of sports. I'd act in a similar way if I was in their position, if I'm being completely honest. I expect the Knicks to be the Knicks this offseason, so you can take that as you will. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of our 2022 NBA Offseason Guide series. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a new episode in the series drops. This is Jackson Law for Vendetta Sports Media, signing off, and I will see you guys next time.